welcome to another video from the farm. Today we're upcycling some of our old stuff into a brand new greenhouse. Now, we've got all the materials we need for this right here. We've got this old polytunnel cover and we've got some old 3 metre 3x2s. Now it's really easy to make this. All you need to do is make yourself triangles like this. Basically screw the two ends into the one face, and then you've got one cut to make here. Cut that diagonal, screw it in that side, and you've got a triangle. Now you want to make as many of these as you want your polytunnel to be long, obviously with the right spacing. Now we're going for a 4-foot spacing so we don't have too much wind load on it once we've got all the internal bracings in place, and it should hold up nicely. We've got our polytunnel cover off one of our old ones that we had at our old rented site, and we got these 3x2s off one of our old sheds. But as you'll probably know, 3x2s are ridiculously cheap. They're roughly about £3.50 each for these 3 metre length ones, and this cover stuff is pretty cheap too. Now a brand new roll of this is around £100, and that's enough to do about 60 foot length by at least 7 metres sort of width on the outside edge of your polytunnel. But you can get much cheaper stuff from most hardware shops, all the big box stores, and they'll sell, it's like a clear visqueen, I think it's called, something like that, or maybe a clear PVU. You can basically get thinner versions of this, and it's £30 for a massive roll of it. And because of the nature of this design, it doesn't even matter if you get one that's the entire width over, because you can use little bits of roofing lath to nail your polytunnel cover to the edge of each one of your triangles. So you can make each section perfectly tight with little bits of individual offcuts, if that's what you can get hold of. As mentioned in other videos, you're likely to find free wood around building sites at the end of their job, so it's always worth asking foremans if you can have old bits that are knocking around, because I'm sure you'll find plenty. And you can definitely find old polythene and polytunnel covers off farms, as a lot of farms in the UK now, especially fruit farms, tend to use removable polytunnel covers on all of their fields during the better parts of the year to extend the amount of crop they can get out, basically. And every so often they have to replace these covers, but there's still a lot of life left in them. They just end up with tears and holes and whatnot that they can't put them on their massive structures anymore. So you can end up with really big rolls of this for next to nothing or for free. You just have to ask the right people. So if you see a big fruit farm around you and you're looking for some of this for free, go and ask them. They've probably got a load stockpiled behind a shed somewhere that they're just waiting to chuck away. So firstly, as I mentioned, screw the two corners on of your triangle. As you can see, we've got them equal on both sides. Now once you've done that, dead simple, come here, get your piece of wood, literally just plush with that corner there, and then you've got a nice line you can saw. Easy peasy. We've got all 8 of our triangles made now. We've just started cutting these 4-foot sections here. Now we're going to have 5 of these tying each one of these together. So we need around 35 of them or so. We've also put down this ground membrane. This is some offcut piece we've had from when we've been putting in the trackway. Now a full roll of this, 50 metre roll of this, is around £30, so it's not too expensive, and it does a great job of keeping the weeds down and making it a much more manageable area inside. Before we just start throwing these triangles up in the air and fixing them together, I've added on a little bit of this what's called anti-hotspot tape onto the top corner. Now this will provide a bit of a barrier from friction on the sharp edge here with the cover. Now we've got this roll spare from when we had that thing put up, but I believe they're about £5 a roll on eBay or so. Here we are. All the triangles are in position. We've got them all connected by a base rail, which is made of these 4-foot pieces we were cutting. We started off by having one person stand in the middle, holding these two triangles upright, and then measure how high you want the base rail to be, mark it, do the same on the other side. As you can see, we've been using the bottom of the triangle as a base for the height of it. You're definitely going to want 2 people whilst you're doing this. Makes it so much easier. It's a massive faff trying to prop things up whilst you're screwing these in by yourself. You've got 2 people, it will literally take a quarter of the time. Once you've got that bottom rail in, it's easy enough to start doing the second rail. Here we go, all done. Now this is the time, if you want it all perfectly square and level, to do that. For us, this is just a functional building. So, a few little bits unlevel on this side, but that doesn't matter. And we're all ready for the cover to go on. More hotspot tape along the ridge line there to prevent friction done. Door frame in. Little end bar there to fix the cover to at the far end. And we're about ready. Let's get the cover on. Got this end fixed down. Got the middle on both sides fixed down. From here, it's pretty simple steps. Just work along the edge, pulling it tight as you go, screwing the lath down, making sure it stays taut. Now this lath we've managed to get as a byproduct of our big polytunnel. Lots left over, but this is literally pounds a strip. So nice and cheap, and an easy way to fix the plastic on. We're all done. We've got all the cover on nicely now, got it all trimmed up. We've left a bit of a frill around the edge so we can put plant pots with outside crops around the edge of this. Help stop the wind getting underneath it as much. But it's only cost us an afternoon in time to put this together. And no money at all, because we've repurposed everything from previous stuff we had knocking about. But I will put a little list in the description of the various different items in here and how much it costs to build one of these from brand new. But it is very cheap, way cheaper than buying a normal polytunnel or an off-the-shelf greenhouse. Right then, that's it for now. Until next time.